Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. I had a completely different video planned than the one that I'm going to make now. I had lined up some articles about the new Superman, the reign of Superman that's going to be happening soon. And by that, I mean there's going to be a variety of different Supermen hitting our screen. There's going to be an animated one. We've got the Jar Jar Abrahams and the Ta-Nehisi Coates. Black Clark Kent. Then we've got the rumor that Michael B. Jordan is meant to be allegedly developing a Val Zod, an Earth 2 Superman series. And, you know, I was going to poke a little bit of fun at it. You know, the tokenization element of it that we've gone over multiple times. Or the fact that there's no demand for these characters whatsoever outside of woke Hollywood's progressive ideology, which, by the way, I don't think is unfair to say has now just developed into full-blown mental illness. It really has. And I was also going to point out how somehow it's our fault. It's our fault, yours and mine, that there isn't enough black or coloured or LGBTQ representation on the screen. Somehow that's our fault. Now, I don't know about you folks. I mean, it might be completely different. I don't have a lot of sway in Hollywood. I don't get to say who gets cast in movies, what goes up on the silver screen, what movies do and don't get made. So I find it very interesting to think that Hollywood somehow are trying to reflect the blame onto myself. It's the audience. The audience just wouldn't accept them. We're just poor Hollywood executives with our Beverly Hills mansions. We just did what we did. But that doesn't mean an overcorrection and an overcompensation with tokenism. That's the wrong way to go, and that's the way that they're going. But that was what the video was going to be. But then when I was going into it, I sort of thought to myself, I think the superhero genre is going to die really soon. And I know that might sound a little bit stupid, and by all means call me stupid. Because, of course, what's the most popular thing around at the moment? Marvel are throwing them out. Series out, superhero series out, left, right, and center. We've got all of the black Supermen coming. We've got the animated Superman coming. We've got the Flash movie with Batman in it and Supergirl. A version of Supergirl. Tokenized Supergirl in it. We've got Aquaman 2 being made. We've got all sorts. Wonder Woman 3, greenlit, yada, 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 yada. So how can you say that the superhero genre is going to die really soon? That's just crazy talk. Well, the problem is, folks, and this is the way that I see it, when I've been going through these various franchises, all I see is one thing. And what I see is people who don't know how to write a hero. There's nothing heroic in these characters anymore. There's nothing to aspire to with these characters anymore. There's nothing to look up to and say, even though I can't physically be like you, or maybe I'm not your color or your ethnicity or your gender or whatever it may be, I can aspire to the morality and the traits that you possess to make me a better person. And I just think it's all gone. It's all dead. The recent Marvel TV series have absolutely shown that. There's no morality in them whatsoever. Not a single bit. We started off with WandaVision. And Wanda Maximoff, mind-controlled, enslaved a whole town because she was mourning the loss of her vibrator, the Vision. And what was the consequence to her actions? What was the consequence of enslaving these people for weeks, months, however long it actually transpired to be over, so that she could live her ideal life? None. No consequences whatsoever. And in actual fact, we had that throw-in line from Monica Rambeau where she says, they will never understand what you have lost. And that is probably one of the dumbest lines I've ever heard in recent television. As she was allowed to leave and no consequences to her actions whatsoever. We then had Falcon and Winter Soldier, where we had a real skewed morality. Walker, the new Captain America, because Black Falcon had decided he didn't want the shield, that Steve Rogers didn't know what he was doing when he gave the shield to a black man, and yet at the end of the series said, I'm a black man wearing the stars and stripes, what don't I know? And then actually went on to explain what he doesn't know, which is a lot. But then asked people to do better. But you just got to do better. I have no solutions. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but you got to do better. Who was trying desperately hard to enlist the help of Falcon and Bucky, who just spurned him. Why did they spurn him? Because he had the shield. Because they were pathetic children. They'd been written like petty, pathetic children. We're not going to help you because you took up Steve Rogers' shield, which I gave up. How dare you? How dare you? And they left him high and dry. And his partner got killed. And he took down a terrorist. And then he was the bad guy. Oh no, how dare you take down a terrorist? But then, of course, at the end, Black Falcon Captain America said, we gotta stop calling them terrorists. Sorry? You mean the people who are indiscriminately killing innocents? The people that called your own sister and threatened to harm her if you didn't comply? You mean those terrorists, those people who are operating on terrorizing people? We've got to stop calling them terror. The morality's gone. And he doesn't even begrudgingly thank Walker at the end for coming back and helping. And the irony was, of course, Walker did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. He was let down. He was let down in pretty much every avenue along the way. So much so that he turned to injecting himself with the super serum. Because Bucky and Black Falcon, they didn't care. They didn't care. Left him high and dry. Because they were petty, pathetic children written like petty, pathetic children. And then recently, of course, we have Loki. We have Loki that went on a great 10-year redemption arc for his character. Loki who started off as a nasty piece of shit. And then by his death in Infinity War, yes. Yeah. By his death in Infinity War, he had not only done a 180, but he even accepted his bloodline as Odin's son as well. And went down like a boss, saying to Thanos as he was having the life crushed out of him, you'll never be a god. Defiant to the end. Turned into a blubbering, pathetic crybaby that hid behind the skirt of a woman that we were told was the superior version of him. Because we live in an age of tell, don't show. We have Ms. Marvel upcoming. We have Hawkeye, which is actually Kate Bishop, upcoming. What if Marvel just tokenized everything? Incoming. Eternals. Tokenized Eternals. Incoming. But the point is, and this doesn't just relate to TV, it relates to comics, it even relates to animation. I'll talk about this character in a second. These people no longer know how to write a hero because they hate what they're writing. They hate the characters that they're writing. They can't aspire to. They are full of envy and jealousy because people aspire to be better and all they can do is drag people down. I want them to be like me. Why can't they just be a slob like me? They can't put themselves into the person. They gotta drag the person into them. And so instead of having heroic traits and being written as heroic, they're now being written as the authors that they're being given to. And they have nothing heroic about them. Because they are unable to put themselves in that character. That character has to be put into them. And that's why they're awful. That's why they are petty and childish and pathetic. And this is what we're now going to get on our screen. The recent debacle with Masters of the Universe is another prime example. And we don't even have to look at the fact, you know, that it was a bait and switch. It was sold as a He-Man series, but it was a Teela series. Okay. Let's just say I'm the most the most relaxed kind of person around, and I say, okay, so you really wanted to do a Teela series, but you realize that He-Man's the star power, so you kind of bait and switched it. Okay. I understand. I don't think it's right, but I understand. But they didn't even write Teela well. She was a disgusting character in that series. It's not as if they bait and switch, but they put a really good character in the forefront. No. She was selfish. She was self-absorbed. She was narcissistical. She was petty. When Prince Adam's parents are crying at his death, she's screaming at them for not telling her that he was He-Man. And the people that she's screaming at, her father, etc., it wasn't their secret to share. They were bound. They had an oath with Adam. So it wasn't their secret to share. It was Adam's secret. And then they went on their merry way. The Whammons went on the merry way. And all they did was bitch about the men. Bitch about He-Man. Bitch about Man-at-Arms. Bang, bang, bang. A gaggle of bloody screeching cats. And even when she went to heaven and met Adam, she berated him for dying and leaving her to deal with it. Leaving me to deal with your death. Absolutely pathetic. And the more characters are written like this, the more people are just going to get turned off by it. And when people are turned off by it, they ain't going to go to the cinema anymore. They're not going to go and watch the TV shows anymore. It's going to start to filter away. And recently I heard from a couple of people, Marvel's too big to fail right now. It might well be. But then I see films like Shang-Chi, and I'm just like, I couldn't, I know this is just a personal thing, I couldn't give less of a shit if I tried. I don't care. The Eternals, I I don't care. These all look dreadful. Dreadful. Do I want to watch a TV series where Kate Bishop emasculates Clint? No. I've seen it over and over and over again. I'm so bored. And then, of course, we got the return in September of Doctor Who with Jodie Whittaker reprising the role as the Doctor. A beautiful, fun, exciting adventure series loved by millions from every walk of life is just destroyed. Absolutely destroyed by the messaging which they put in there. They don't understand heroes. They'll never be heroic because they're the villains. They take beloved franchises, they take beloved characters, and they tear them down. And they tear them down because they want you to feel bad. They want you to feel bad just how they feel. They want you to feel defeated and hollow and empty, just like them. And that's who's running the show. That's who's running the show right now with everything. Pretty much everything. So I'm thinking this age of superhero movies, I'm thinking this is probably going to be over sooner than a lot of people think. I'd be really interested to see what the situation is in let's just say 4 to 5 years' time. I think it could be on the verge of just being over. Unless somebody gets it and is allowed to make a hero again. But how does that song go? No more heroes anymore. Hope you enjoyed the vid. I don't know if I just rambled and made no sense. If I did, I apologize. If you did, though, please do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming. Links are in the description box down below. I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.